Your alarm rings. You wake up feeling a deep, heavy grogginess. Your biological hardware feels entirely unresponsive, and every movement requires immense physical effort.
To combat this sleep inertia and force your brain online, you execute your daily protocol. You immediately pour a cup of black coffee within the first 10 minutes of waking.
Within 20 minutes, the brain fog clears. Your neural pathways ignite. You feel sharp, driven, and ready to execute complex cognitive work.
You believe the caffeine has generated raw energy. You assume you have fueled your system. You are mathematically incorrect.
You have not generated energy. You have simply taken out a high-interest biological loan from your own nervous system.
And at exactly 2 p.m., the biological debt is called in.
A severe, almost narcotic wave of exhaustion hits your prefrontal cortex. Your ability to sustain focus on a single task fractures entirely. To understand why your afternoon is inevitably destroyed, you must understand the exact neurochemistry of what caffeine actually does to your brain. To understand this biological trap, you must look at a specific molecule called adenosine.
Adenosine is a metabolic byproduct. Every single second you are awake, your cells are burning ATP for energy, and as a direct result of this cellular metabolism, adenosine is created and released into your brain. As the day progresses, this adenosine accumulates and physically binds to highly specific receptors in your neural architecture. The more adenosine that binds to these receptors, the more tired you feel. It slows down your neural firing rate. Clinical neuroscience refers to this accumulation as sleep pressure. When you enter deep sleep at night, your glymphatic system activates. Your brain is supposed to physically flush this adenosine out of your tissue, resetting your receptors to absolute zero.
But when your alarm goes off, this biological flush is rarely 100% complete. A residual layer of adenosine remains locked in your receptors.
This residual sleep pressure is the exact mechanical cause of your morning grogginess. It is clinically known as sleep inertia. And this is exactly the moment you make a catastrophic biological mistake. You must understand one immutable chemical fact about the human nervous system.
To your brain's receptors, caffeine is structurally identical to adenosine. It is the perfect molecular imposter. When you drink coffee immediately upon waking, the caffeine races through your bloodstream and breaches the blood-brain barrier. Because caffeine acts as a competitive antagonist, it aggressively fights for the receptor sites. It physically rips the adenosine out and blocks it from binding.
Caffeine does not give you energy. It simply places a chemical blindfold over your brain, preventing your neurobiology from reading the exhaustion signal. But the residual adenosine you woke up with did not magically vanish. It was not metabolized. It was merely displaced. It is now trapped in your bloodstream, waiting. And as you work intensely through the morning, your brain continues to generate even more adenosine, compounding the volume. You are mathematically stockpiling biological exhaustion behind a temporary chemical dam. The caffeine blindfold is not permanent. It is bound by the laws of pharmacokinetics.
Caffeine has a specific metabolic half-life. By early afternoon, the chemical bonds holding the caffeine to your receptors begin to break down.
The caffeine unbinds from the neural tissue and is processed out by your liver. The chemical dam breaks.
All of the residual morning adenosine you masked, plus all of the new adenosine you generated during your morning work, hits your brain's receptors simultaneously. This is not a slow, natural accumulation of fatigue. It is an immediate, catastrophic flood of sleep pressure. This is the biological reality of the 2 p.m. crash. It is an avalanche of delayed exhaustion. Drinking more coffee at this point will only corrupt your evening sleep architecture, preventing the nightly flush and guaranteeing an even worse adenosine stockpile tomorrow.
To eliminate the afternoon crash permanently, you must allow your biology to clear the morning residual waste before you block the receptors.
You must execute the 90-minute caffeine delay.
Upon waking, you must completely abstain from caffeine for 90 to 120 minutes. Step outside and expose your optic nerve to raw, natural sunlight. The sunlight triggers a natural cortisol spike, which mathematically clears the remaining sleep pressure from your receptors, metabolizing it naturally. When you finally introduce caffeine after 90 minutes, it binds to clean receptors. There is no hidden stockpile waiting to crash down on you. The afternoon crash is mathematically eliminated. You have successfully optimized your adenosine clearance and secured your afternoon focus. But none of this matters if your daily workflow is chemically designed to give you digital whiplash. Click here to discover the exact neurobiology of context switching, and learn why checking your email while working is mathematically leaving toxic attention residue in your prefrontal cortex.